Something is shifting in Charlotte, and you can feel the tension building within the building lately. We all want to believe in this roster, but there is a lingering feeling that we are missing one critical piece to finally turn the corner. Our Panthers are at a crossroads. Before we dive into what could be a season-altering move, do me a favor. If you are a real Panthers fan, hit that like button and subscribe right now. We are building a community of the faithful who see what others don't. Could a division rival hold the key? Let's talk right now. Look, we need to have a real conversation about the backfield because the silence from the front office this offseason was deafening. While other teams were out there spending big money, the Panthers decided to stand pat with what they had. It feels like a massive gamble, doesn't it? We are heading into a season where the weight of the world is on Chuba Hubbard's shoulders again. Chuba has been a warrior for us, a total professional who earned every yard. But you have to wonder if he can truly carry this entire offense alone. There is this growing sense that the team is waiting for something, or someone, to change the dynamic. That is where things get really interesting, because rumors are starting to swirl around a name we know all too well. Reports suggest that the New Orleans Saints might be preparing for a future without Alvin Kamara. It sounds crazy to think about a division rival helping us, but look at the evidence. The Saints made a massive splash by reportedly signing Travis Etienne to a huge 4-year deal, and they even restructured Kamara's contract recently. When you see a team move money around like that, it usually means they are making it easier to say goodbye. This isn't just some random speculation anymore. It feels like there is a real shift happening in New Orleans, and the Panthers could be the ones to benefit. Some are saying that Kamara is entering a weird spot where he doesn't fit their long-term vision anymore. He is entering his 10th season, and while he's still a weapon, the Saints seem to be moving in a different direction. For us, this represents a massive opportunity. Imagine taking a cornerstone of a rival's franchise and putting him in our colors. It would be a statement move, a way to show that we are done being the team that everyone overlooks. It feels like we are on the verge of witnessing a decision that will define the Dan Morgan era, and every single one of us is waiting with bated breath to see if it happens. The idea of Kamara in a Panthers jersey might have seemed impossible a few months ago, but with the way things are unfolding, the door is open. The more you think about the current state of our roster, the more this move starts to make sense from an emotional and tactical standpoint. We have these intriguing pieces like Jonathan Brooks, who we are all incredibly excited about, but there is so much uncertainty there. Brooks is coming off a major injury, and while the buzz says he is getting healthy, we know how fragile that process can be. If Brooks faces any setbacks, we are right back to square one, relying on depth that might not be ready for the bright lights. That is exactly why the veteran presence of someone like Alvin Kamara feels so necessary right now. He brings a level of leadership and maturity that you just can't teach. He has played at the highest level, seen every defense imaginable, and knows how to win in this league. Some are suggesting that he would be the perfect RB2, a versatile threat that could completely transform our third down efficiency. Think about it. Having a guy who can split out wide, catch a screen, or pick up a critical blitz is exactly what we have been missing. It's that chess piece that keeps defensive coordinators awake at night. We've seen what he can do to us for years. Now imagine him doing it for us. There is a sense of poetic justice in that, isn't there? But the concern is real too. People worry about his age and the miles on his tires. He is getting older, and his production has dipped a bit, which is why any potential trade has to be handled with extreme caution. We can't afford to overpay for a name, but if the price is right, the upside is almost too good to ignore. It's about finding that balance between protecting our future and winning now. Our young running back room needs a mentor, someone who can show them the ropes and take the pressure off while they develop. We need to feel that spark again, that energy that only a superstar can bring to the huddle. And honestly, this might be our last best chance to find it before the window closes. It's a move that would tell the locker room that we are serious about competing, not just rebuilding. But this is where things change, and the stakes get incredibly high for the front office. We aren't just talking about a depth move, we are talking about the identity of this offense moving forward. If the reports are true, and the Saints are actually willing to move on from a legend, the Panthers have the assets to make it happen without mortgaging the entire future. Think about the price tag. We are hearing that a 5th to 7th round pick could be enough to land him. For a player of his caliber, that feels like a steal, but it also highlights the risk. Why would a rival let him go for so little? That's the biggest question hanging over this entire scenario. It creates this loop of excitement and fear. Is there something they know that we don't? Or are they just so desperate to move on to the Etienne era that they are willing to gift us a weapon? This could become something much bigger than just a trade. It's a gamble on the health and longevity of a star who has defined a decade of football in our division. If he comes here and stays healthy, he solves our biggest problem on passing downs. If he gets hurt, we've lost more than just a draft pick. We've lost the momentum we are trying so hard to build, and that's the reality of being a Panthers fan right now. Everything feels like it's on a knife's edge. We are looking for that one spark that can ignite the entire team. Bringing in a guy like Kamara isn't just about the stats he puts up on Sunday. It's about the gravity he has on the field. Defenses have to account for him, which opens up lanes for Chuba and gives our receivers more room to breathe. It's a ripple effect that touches every part of the offense. This is about the soul of the team, and whether we have the courage to take what we want from a division rival that has dominated us for far too long in the past. We are seeing a lot of buzz around the league that the Super Bowl window mindset is shifting, and teams are becoming more aggressive with these types of veteran acquisitions. If we sit on our hands, it's over. I'm going to be honest with you all, this actually worries me a little bit, but in a way that I kind of love. As a fan, you're always torn between the logic of the salary cap and the raw emotion of wanting to see stars in your stadium. I really like the idea of this move because it feels like we are finally being proactive. For too long, it felt like the Panthers were just reacting to what was happening around them. But there's a part of me that wonders if we're putting too much hope into a veteran who might be on the downside of his career. I think fans should pay attention to the subtle signals coming out of Charlotte. The team is staying quiet, but you can feel that they aren't satisfied with the status quo. I think this could be incredible if we manage his snaps and use him as that specialized weapon, but it could become a problem if we expect him to be the 2017 version of himself. We have to be realistic. He isn't a feature RB1 anymore, and that's okay. We don't need him to be. We need him to be the guy who moves the chains on 3rd and 4 when the game is on the line. I've spent a lot of time thinking about how he would fit in the locker room, and I truly believe his presence would be massive for the morale. Seeing a guy with his resume choose to come here and help build something would be a huge boost. It gives the young guys someone to look up to and shows the rest of the league that Carolina is a destination again. This move is about more than just football. It's about changing the culture. It's about moving away from the rebuilding label and starting to act like a team that expects to win every single week. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm also keeping my guard up. We've been burned before by big names who didn't have much left in the tank. I believe in this city, and I believe in this fan base, so seeing a move like this would just validate all the loyalty we've shown through the toughest years of this franchise's long history. Let's be bold. The future of this franchise is hanging in the balance, and every decision made in the next few weeks will echo for years to come. Whether or not Dan Morgan actually pulls the trigger on an Alvin Kamara trade remains to be seen, but the very fact that it's a viable conversation tells you everything you need to know about where we are. We are hungry for success. We are tired of the what-ifs and the moral victories. This story isn't over yet, and the unresolved tension around our running back room is going to keep all of us on the edge of our seats until the trade deadline passes. The implications of a move like this are massive. It could be the final piece of the puzzle or a cautionary tale of chasing the past. But that's what makes being a fan of this team so intense. We live for these moments of possibility. We live for the chance to see our Panthers rise back to the top of the NFC South. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Would you give up a late-round pick for Kamara, or do you trust the young guys to get the job done? Let's get a real discussion going because your voice matters to this community. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the heart of the Panthers' future, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more emotional updates. We are in this together. Keep pounding.